I'm continuing with the revision of controlling chapter, that is 4 marks, section C. In section C, we have that 4 questions. These 4 questions we can expect for examination any one question in the exam. Here that first question we have: a good control system helps an organization in many ways. Justify this statement with any 4 points. Here they are asking, if you are considered the controlling system is a good for an organization, how you can determine, how you can justify. With taking that 4 points, you can explain. Or else they may suppose to ask, explain any 4 importance for the controlling. Here that we have 4 points. First point, accomplishing organizational goals. When you want to consider a good controlling system, that means the controlling system or controlling function ensures that activities in an organization, whether they have performed as per the plan. That means the controlling system, they are going to comparing that actual performance with the standard performance. If there any deviation, they have to identify the deviation. They are going to taking necessary or corrective action. With this, they can achieve that organizational goals with effectively and efficiently. Next, we have making efficient use of resources. With the help of this controlling function, the manager can use that resources, or the manager will seeks to reduce the wastages and spoilage of resources. In an organization, we have that each and every activity. For that each and every activity, the worker or the manager will use that resources in an optimum manner, and also it may reduces the wastages and spoilage of resources. They are going to using these resources with effective and efficient manner. And next we have improving employee motivation. A good control system, the controlling function, the manager is keeps on motivating to the employee. That means it is a tonic, like a motivation is a tonic to the employee. It keeps on motivating, and also the manager will suggest some suitable methods when they are going to producing a product. So it helps to improving employee motivation. And fourth point, we have ensuring order and discipline. A controlling function, it creates atmosphere in an organization that is a very disciplined, and also it minimizes dishonesty behavior in the employee. They are going to giving their best performance to the organization, and also they are going to helping to achieve that organizational goals with effectively and efficiently. It is possible only for the controlling function. These are the 4 points we are going to consider. A good control system, it may helps to that organization in the many ways. And second question we have, explain the limitations of controlling. Limitations means disadvantages or demerits of controlling. What are the advantages? We have that controlling function, they have that certain disadvantage also. Here that first disadvantage, before that this question they asked in March 2019 and also September 2020. 2 times in the examination they asked this question. Here the first question, difficult, first point, difficult in setting quantitative standard. The control system loses its some effectiveness when standards cannot define in quantitative terms. In controlling, the manager cannot set the quantitative standard, but they can put that qualitative, but it is very difficult to set the quantitative standards in a organization, and also the quantitative, it is very difficult to measure. Understood? This is called difficult in setting quantitative standards. Second, we have little control on external factors. The manager cannot control the external factors. External factors means we have pestle analysis. That means P stand for political, E stand for economical, S stand for social, T stand for technological, L stand for legal. This all that external factors cannot be controlled, and also they can take a necessary precaution, but it is very difficult to control. It cannot be controlled to the organization. And we have point number 3, resistance from employee. The control system, it does not giving a freedom to the employee. They are going to having that more majority of the control of an organization to the employee, because even in a workplace they are going to putting that CCTV cameras, how that employee they are working in an organization, they are going to watching. That means the employee that does not having a freedom in the workplace. This is called resistance from employees. And fourth one, costly affair. A control system is very costly. It takes much time and also a lot of expenditure, time and effort. This is limitations of controlling. And third question we have, explain briefly the relationship between planning and controlling. Here you have to suppose to write what is a relationship between planning and controlling. Here the planning and controlling, it is a inseparable twins of management. We cannot make separate. The planning is a separate and function is a separate, because what you have planned in the planning stage or planning function in primary function, in controlling function, you have to compare that actual performance with a standard performance. Got it? A good control system or a system of control process, suppose existence of certain standard, this standard of performance which serve the basis of controlling. What you have planned, as per the plan only, the control system they are going to supposed to compare, that is actual performance with the standard performance. And also the controlling is a necessary to monetary progress measures, discover the deviation. While they are going to comparing that performance, if there any deviation, they have to take necessary action, because the organization has to achieve that goals with effectively and efficiently. So the plan without control, it is a meaningless. The planning without controlling is a meaningless. Similarly, the controlling is a blind. The controlling without planning also, it is a meaningless. If standards are not set in advance, the manager have nothing to control. If there is no plan, there is no control. The manager, it cannot take the function effectively, the controlling. When there is no plan, there is no basis of controlling. This is the relationship between planning and controlling. And next question we have, fourth question, explain briefly the steps involved the controlling system. This question they asked in 2 times, supplementary March 2019, March 2020. We have totally 5 functions or 5 steps in controlling process. The first one, before that we have to understand what is a process or what is a step. The steps, when you want to consider the step, when you want to understand the step, it has to perform a series of steps. Here that first step, setting performance standard. The first step in controlling, they are going to set the standard. Based on the standard, they are going to comparing that actual performance with the standard. This standard is a very important, because of it has to focus, the worker has to focus to work well, and also they can achieve that organizational goals. This standard we can set in the both the terms, that is qualitative standard, quantitative standard. Second step, we have measurement of actual performance. Once the standard has been set, the next process is a actual performance. Actual performance means you have to measure that actual performance without any restriction, without any rules and regulation in an organization. It includes the actual performance we can measure with using the different techniques or with using the different instruments like personal observation, sample checking, performance reports, etc. And step 3, we have comparing actual performance with the standard performance. What you have set at the standard, based on the standard what the worker has been worked at presently, you are going to compare that actual performance with the standard. If there any deviation, you have to take necessary action. If there is no deviation, you have to stop in the third process or a third step only. The comparison, it may helps a lot to the standard in a quantitative terms. Step 4, analyzing deviation. If the deviation is there in an organization, for example, they have set at the standard 100 crores, they want to earn the profit, but they earned 90 crores profit. What is or where is the 10 crores has been they are going to losing? They have to identify this. They have to analyze this deviation, and also in this they want to take necessary action to complete in the fifth, that is taking corrective action. And the last question, last segment, last content, we have practical oriented question. Here that this in this question they are asking the modern technique. You have to list out that modern technique. The modern technique we have written on investment, that is ROI, ratio analysis, responsibility accounting, management audit, PERT and CPM, management information system. These are the modern technique to the management. With this, the controlling chapter has been finished. Thank you.